Welcome back to today's video, everyone. We got something special in the pipeline for you today. This is the 50-50 armbar setup. So I learned this move from JT Torres back in 2010, and then I started using it effectively in my purple belt run. The 50-50 armbar is critical for your knowledge base because being able to be dangerous from inside someone else's 50-50 is kind of like a trump card. If you get put in 50-50 and they suddenly feel in danger, they're gonna remove you from 50-50. So 50-50 back when it was like the controversial position that was stalling, people who used it were stalling, I just submitted people from there. So I liked it that people were putting me in there. And then eventually people just stopped putting me in 50-50. So there's always a solution to a stalling position. This is one of the best solutions that me and JT popularized over the years. I had some famous matches against the Meow Brothers where I hit this. I've hit this quite a bit throughout my lower belt days and even into black belt. So it's actually a very easy move to pull off. It doesn't require a lot of strength. It's a technically sound movement, which means anyone can do it regardless of your flexibility, physical attributes, anything like that. So take a look at this one. Leave a like if you liked it. Leave a comment if you want to see more stuff like this, and check back tomorrow because we're doing daily uploads.
I'm gonna do an arm bar from the same exact position. So I'm gonna do the same foot setup as if I'm trying to escape the position. Most of the time when you do the 50-50 arm bar, it's so threatening that they give you the escape. And sometimes it's better to just escape than to continue trying to chase the arm bar. But the setup is the same, and if they don't react perfectly, you should be able to pull off a pretty good arm bar here. So the setup is the same. Foot in the bicep here. Foot goes just to the center chest. It's very important we do this. It's a subtle detail, but if you leave the foot here, you're not gonna be able to armbar them because it's just gonna get stuck. And if you go too far, it gives away what you're trying to pull off. And he might even just take this and want to play with this position instead. So you kind of need to leave it right in the center point and don't let him move it. So if he really tries to push it one way or the other, we need to counter by really resisting in the opposite direction. So if he's really trying to push it this way, I really extend my leg. If he really tries to pull it there, I really curl it in. Just keep it right in the center. It's important too so he doesn't sit up. This keeps him from being able to sit up into me. If he tries to sit up into me here, he really can't because of the spider hook and because of this weird foot placement that serves a purpose. So now, once this happens, when he starts getting too frisky with my foot over here, that's when I start threatening the actual arm lock. I take my foot out, and I'm gonna grab in his armpit with my hand. See, I grab this pleat of the gi here near his armpit, and I'm gonna use this to pull. So if he continues trying to shove my foot, at this point, it doesn't help him anymore because it doesn't go back into the 50-50, it just goes on top of his arm. When he starts to feel his body move like this, his body will slide. It's not that hard to pull him here. I'm using both my arms. If you have any sort of like rowing exercise ever, you should be able to do this. What's going to end up happening is he feels the armbar threat coming, and he starts to curl his hands. Now, we're not trying to fight this. We want him to curl his hands. That's part of the setup. We want him to feel like he needs to defend the arm lock. It's actually better for him if he keeps the arm extended. It's pretty hard to finish this if he turns his shoulder into me like this and tries to just pull his elbow down to the ground here. That's the actual solution to escape. But if you grab at the armpit, it's very likely that you can kind of give him this and he takes it. This is very common that people will give this position. When he creates this lock here, now I don't have to worry about the sleeve and the weird armpit grip. I just have a normal armbar hook now that he's not going to let go. This is a weird psychological thing. People will give you this hook and this is what you actually want. Because I don't want to finish the armbar yet. I just want to get into the position first. So now this gives me a really strong pull to really pull his shoulder up into my lap where I can actually do a good armbar. As I lean back, I'm pinching my knee in, trying to like cradle him here, like this. Notice I haven't brought the other leg over the head yet. That's important. I do that last, like this. Also, cross your feet. If I don't cross my feet, if he's really strong, he can drop this leg down and kind of unlock the position. So I don't want that. I want to make sure I cross my feet so if he tries to extend now, he's stuck. At this point, I continue finishing it like a regular arm bar. So I like to go all the way up to the wrist and then start pulling back here. So the real power of this position is when they defend the arm lock. If I just try and pull the sleeve, it's pretty difficult to just do a clean arm lock like that. That's why we do this full setup. Foot here, foot goes on top. This creates a clear path to the armpit. Grab it nice and tight, start to pull, and when his body moves, I let him defend. I'll just like kind of throw him the arm so I can switch to this grip. He's gonna hold on tight here. It's very unlikely that even when I let go, that he'll let go too. He might, but it's pretty rare. I've never had someone just let go of this position. So you can kind of reliably just use this hook that he gave me, pull him deeper. I really want his chest or his back up on my thigh here. Like really carry him in your lap. Like I'm trying to take his back. It should feel almost like a back take, right? But it's not. I'm just using that hook to really pull. Leg goes over the head, cross, and then I bring my chest to the outside of his elbow so that I can really get a good crank on this top wrist. All right? There's a couple different ways you can grip. In the past, I've done it with a cross grip and then grabbing the armpit with the other hand, which sometimes can work, but I find that it's just not quite the same. I don't have as much of a pull for some reason with this one. I can't turn his body as much, but if I go here and here, I found the body turn. It's a lot easier for some reason. They defend usually. I'm not trying to finish the armbar right away. I just want him to defend so I can create this lock and get him in this sort of cradle scenario. Then this grip is easy to break. If I just go here, it's not going to work. But if I bring my chest to the outside, grab that wrist, and then I can fall this way to break that grip. So that's pretty reliable. The good thing about it is even if you fail the armbar, you're pretty much going to either kind of end up on his back or just free yourself from the 50-50. So what I do is when people would use 50-50 on me defensively, I would start threatening this. And then even if he really tries to avoid the armbar and I'm not able to get the armbar, this grip is so strong that I can just pull people up and already be on their backs. And if he really tries to avoid that, chances are we're just going to kind of like disengage everything, which isn't bad either because I can still potentially end up in a better position. So it's a way to threaten a submission, potentially threaten a back take, potentially just threaten escaping the position. There's no wrong way to do it because ultimately, if we're doing that, we don't want to be in 50-50. If you want to stay in 50-50, don't go for the armbar. Just hold him in 50-50. That's what it's for. In that case, he would be going for the armbar on you, trying to armbar you or escape the 50-50. So it's kind of a tool to be offensive when someone else is holding you there. Does that make sense? Any questions? Let's try it. 3, 2, 1. Grab the armpit. Yeah, that was a good pull.
From here.
Then just hook it. She's going to defend, and you want to get that hook.
With my left arm, right?
Yep.
From here, and then I grab.
Leg over the head, and then, yeah, you don't have to. If she's got a tight rear naked choke defense here, you kind of just got to like break it. Like, yeah, but then go up to the wrist. But don't cross your arms. Just leave this one free falling just here. This one goes at the wrist, and then bring her elbow to this side. Yeah, and then get this nice and tight by your elbow and grab your own collar.
Okay.
And then fall to your left. And then the more you fall, the harder it is for her to hang on, and then you straighten out. Nice and slow.
Okay,
there it
that's
is.
a good detail.
Very good. It's a little more give. The armpit is a weird grip because there's no slack. It just goes immediately into his shoulders and pulls him really tight. Yeah, just something like that. It can be palm down or palm up, whatever you feel like you can get the strongest like lawnmower start. Because you really want to be able to move his body with that one. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, really getting him up like that is what makes him go like this instinctively. He goes to defend and then you get your second hook. Yeah. Nice. Perfect.